Hello, good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are watching me from. I thought to send you this video to teach you how to take your measurements. Please, you will need somebody to take the measurement for you. And if there will be a need for it, you can still schedule a live video so that I can see what you are measuring. If your outfit will fit you perfectly like what you sent to me to make for you, please, it starts from you taking accurate measurements. So I beg you to please take your time to take accurate measurements, because if the measurement is not correct, the outfit will not fit you. All right, if you watch this video, you'll be fine. There's no room for fear. This is how I do for my clients in diaspora, and it's always come out nice, but you have to cooperate with me. All right, so the first thing you measure is the shoulder. So your shoulder level is the end. This is where the hand joins to the shoulder, this pointing bone here. You can also trace your armpits, the end of your armpits, to the part where your hand joins to the shoulder. This bone is your shoulder bone. So you will take the shoulder bone from one shoulder bone to the other shoulder bone, taking your tape slightly above the mid part of the neck. Don't measure this way, please. You can turn perfectly now. Don't measure straight like this. This is not shoulder. Am I still within the camera range? You will need to measure this way. Are we together? This way. Taking your tape above the shoulder, this part, not like this. Your tape must go slightly above. Then don't do it like this also. No. So you take it slightly above this way to the end of the shoulder bone. So please ensure where you start is exactly where you stop at the side. So for my client, she has broad shoulder. So her shoulder is 16.5, which is good. Are we together? We all have different shapes. Okay, so 16.5, you record it. Then you now turn to the front, please, and you measure the bust. Okay, so the bust is the widest part of your chest region. So you would do this way. Please don't wear big clothes when you want to take measurements. If not, it's worth the measurement. Wear something smart, like this one now. If I'm to sew for her, I'm not allowed to wear this. I can't wear these boo-boo-boo-boos to go and take measurements. It has to be something smart to my skin, next to my skin, to give me accurate measurements. All right, so this is it. This is the bust. It should not be tight nor loose. It should be exact where you would want it to be on you. So, and please ensure the underwear you are wearing, the bra you are wearing to take measurements, is the one you want to wear with the clothes. Yes, it has its own purpose and reason. You cannot wear any padded bra to take measurements and you are wearing clothes bra when you want to wear the clothes, it won't fit you. So this is this. You would take the measurement like so, please. Not too tight, not too loose. I can move the tape freely. It's not choking her, and it's not too loose. It's not okay. Sorry. It's not too loose, and you have to ensure that the tape is not sagging at the back. What is the definition of sagging? If the tape drags downward, or don't let it twist also, it can be twisted. Let it lay naturally flat. Then you take the measurement in front like so. Are you comfortable with this now? You have to be comfortable, please. So that's that about that. Then the next thing you will do is to measure the waist. The waist. Natural waist is 2 inches above your navel. If you can touch your navel, just take your tape 2 inches above that navel. That's your natural waist. Another way to know your natural waist, when you bend to the side, everybody has the natural waist. Just bend sideways. The part that bends inward naturally on you, that is your natural waist. So you will take, please bend sideways, man. I can feel it. This is a natural waist. I'm a tailor, but just to let you understand what you are measuring, that's what I'm explaining. So you take your tape round and natural waist like so, and measure. Please bend down now. She was able to bend down with the measurements. He was able to sit comfortably, except you want to do snatched waist. But even at that, you will still send me your accurate measurements, and I will now reduce from it. So the waist, you was able to put at least 2 fingers behind the tape. Don't measure like this. This will choke you, please. So measure it comfortably, but not too loose. Are we together? So this is a natural waist, and I've taken the measurements. So the next thing to measure is the top length. So you can also give me the half length measurements. This same part that you measured around, you measure the length. Okay, so how do you know where to put your tape? This highest part of the neck, where the neck joins the shoulder, this part, on the middle of the shoulder line, this part is where you put your tape. So you put your tape on here, then drag it down to under the bust. That's where your bra wire sits naturally, under the bust. Okay, let me do it this way. Let me teach you all the length measurements and all the circumference measurements at once. So for the length measurement, drag it to under your bust. This is 13.5. Then from under your bust, drag it to your natural waist where you bent earlier. You trace it. It's not as if you take your tape to the side. No, you will trace that natural waist to this line. Our one is about 16.5. Are we together? So then you also measure the top length. You want to make a top, so just decide how long you want the top to be, then measure the length. Are we together? If it's a dress, take it to the length of the desired length of the dress. Do you understand? Let me go over it again. You would take length measurement and circumference measurement. For the length measurement, you will put your tape at the highest part of the neck, close to the neck region, this way to your bust level. Number one, that's where your nipple point is. To your under bust, where your bra wire sits. To your natural waistline, that is 2 inches above your navel. Then to your top length, desired top length, to your dress length, either knee length, midi or long. Are we together? That's length measurement. After length measurement is circumference measurement. Where you measured earlier for the bust point, you will take the tape around that part and measure it round. And I mentioned earlier that it should not be tight. Do you understand? For every circumference, you measure the length. That is the trick. So you make it comfortable. At least 2 fingers must be able to go behind the tape. Then for the under bust too, where your bra wire sits, I was able to make it, comfortable for you. Then the natural waist also, where your body bends inward naturally, take it comfortably. You can see that I can put 2 fingers. It's not loose and it's not tight. You must be able to bend down and sit. All right. Then for the top length, you measure the hip. The hip is where the buttocks is at the widest. Please ensure you measure the hip. Don't measure up or too low. Measure exactly on the hip level. All right. So the hip level, please you can turn on. The hip level. Okay, please you can turn to the back. I'm just sorry. I want to show you what I'm measuring. Please don't go and measure this part. This is high hip. Your clothes will not size with the way it should. Please take your time to measure correctly. So take it to the hip level this way. This is 36. If I measure wrongly, it will give me 35. That 1 inch, it won't enter the person. So 36 is the normal hip, which is where the body is at the widest. All right. Then what else do you need? What else do you need? Your sleeves. Your sleeves, please. Your sleeves. Okay. Where you stopped the shoulder measurements earlier. Where you stopped the shoulder measurements earlier, you would start the sleeve measurement from there. Where the shoulder stops is where the sleeves attach. So you measure either short sleeve or long or 3/4 or long as your design requires. So for every length you measure, just like the body, you will take the circumference. So if I'm doing a short sleeve and my short sleeve is, let's say, 9 inches, on that 9 inches I have to take the circumference of the 9 inches. For female clothing, you can see the way this one is firm on now. You have to take it, smartly, not too loose, not too tight. So this one is going to be 10 inches. It's perfect on you. You will know what you want also. Then for 3/4 sleeve, you will take the tape. There's a hollow part on the elbow, so you take the tape from here to the hollow part to the 3/4. This is 15 inches. Then on these 15 inches, you will take the circumference of the 15 inches. Like I said, it shouldn't be too tight so that the person can be able to wear it. So I will put this one at 9.5. For long sleeve, I will start from here, take it to the hollow part, and take it to the long sleeve. Therefore, this long sleeve, I will not measure here. I will not measure here as circumference. I will measure this part. I will put the sleeves, the fingers together closely this way, and I will measure here. I will measure this round part like so. So for her, it is 8 inches. Why are we measuring this? Imagine I use this wrist to do the hem of her sleeve. It will not pass through here, because here is wider than here. Do you understand me? All right. So that's that about that. In case you are making pants, how should I do that? Okay. It depends on where you want your pants to start from. If you want the pants to start from natural waistline, which is what I advise for ladies, so that you can be comfortable to sit down. Where you bent in earlier, that natural waistline. But in this case, you might need to tie something around it, because it will take a lot of measurements starting from that part. So tie the tape around the natural waistline. For you might have to bend. Do you understand? To know the natural waistline. So tie a tape around this way, but the knot of the tape must be in front, not by the side. All right, so tie a tape around natural waistline this way, so that it can give you reference on where you start length measurement from. So on this part, you will take the waist circumference. The waist circumference has to be above the tape, not on the tape. The tape will add to the measurement. So you will take the circumference like so. For pants, it has to be firm. You cannot imagine wearing a pants that you are now at ease and is sagging. It has to be firm but not choking. So this is firm. Who is it? I beg your pardon. So this is natural waistline. You would take it firmly. It has to be firm. It must not sag. Do you understand? So you record. So don't forget that we've already recorded the hip earlier. So the next that you record is the thigh. So you put the tape. You put the tape at this crotch level. I believe you can see we are still within camera range. There must not be book, phone, wallet or cash in your pocket. If not, it will add to your measurement. So put the tape like so and take it up this way and measure. Our hip is 25. You're not adding anything to it. Just measure it accurately. Our hip is 25. So the next thing you will do is to measure the knee. This is the widest, the middle part of our knee. So you will take the tape like so and measure it, comfortably. It must not be tight. Or maybe measure the tight knee and add 1 inch to it. Please bend your knee like though you want to kneel down. It must still be able to accommodate her bending down. The knee must not be tight. Then you measure the hem of the trouser. So the hem of the trouser, this you can come to the back. You will take the measurement from this part like so. She will step on the measurement tape a little like so. You will take it up this way. So this is 13 inches. If you want pencil trouser, I will leave it at 13. If you want it a bit comfortable, I will add half inch to it, 13 and a half. Alright, so that's circumference measurements. So the next thing, the remaining thing is the length measurement. So where we tied the tape earlier, you will take all the length measurements. You will take your waist to your hip. How do you know waist to hip? Just use your eyes or your hand to trace the widest part of the hip to the side. Ours is 8 inches. So you will record it, waist to hip is 8 inches. You will take the measurement to the knee, to the middle part of the knee. Ours is 22 inches. Then you take the measurement if you want a midi length trouser. So take the measurement to where you want the trouser to stop. If you want a long length trouser, take the measurement to where you want the trouser length to stop. Ours is 39. Are we together? Then the last thing to measure is the crotch level. For that one, I'll be needing a table. She will need to sit down on the table. Alright, for the crotch measurement, you need to sit upright. Like sit upright, yes ma'am. Alright, so you now measure from where the waist started earlier to the table by the side. So our crotch is 10. Please, this part is very important. If you don't want your trouser to be tight at the crotch level, you can't bend down, you can't turn, you can't sit properly. This is what causes it. So you will take it this way to the table. You will take the tape to the table and you will read what is on the table. This one is 10.3. Just tell me 10.3, I will understand. The 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. So that's a crotch measurement. And I think the camera didn't capture the ankle measurement properly earlier. So let me redo that. I was saying that for the ankle measurement, you will not measure this ankle, just like I explained for the sleeve. You measure the widest part where the trouser will pass through when you want to wear it. So she will step on the tape a little, then I will take it to the front. So if I want to make a pencil trouser for her, I will leave it exactly what I measure. She can still wear it. But if I want to make an office pants that will be not too tight, not too loose, I will be adding like half inch to it to give it a bit ease. So in our own case, I will use 13 inches for her ankle measurement. And I think that's that about that. Let me check if there's any other measurement you will need. Okay, nipple to nipple. You will need to measure from one nipple to the other. So this is your nipple to nipple. For her, it's 7.5. Is there another thing? I don't think so. But if there's anything, maybe when we are doing a live video, I will explain to you how to take it, depending on the peculiarity of your style. So thank you so much for patronizing me. I love you, ma. Thank you.